on, Lunatic Fringe? Folks, I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for supporting me. And I mean, I guess thanks is the best thing that I can say. You guys have been incredibly supportive, and I would appreciate it if you continue to do that. Steer people my way to watch content. Let's figure out how we can moon Luna Classic together. Let's figure out what that path forward looks like. Now, we all have an opinion about it. Some of us have opinions different than others, and that's fine. I did see something here that I wanted to address first and foremost. Somebody made a comment here about Happy Caddy Crypto in my comment section. And look, it should be known that I'm no fan of Happy Caddy Crypto. It should also be known that Happy Caddy Crypto one day sent me this hateful message about how we cannot work together because he doesn't like me. Without logic or reason to it, just because he didn't like me. And I was asking about, hey, can I start talking about the LUNC Wallet? Is there anything that I should know? By the way, I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for crypto. I didn't ask for anything. I just wanted to know, was there anything that he would like conveyed to you? And that's what I got. I got hate texts out of it. And by the way, it doesn't matter if he doesn't like me. This was about you. This was about the community. So that's why I don't like Happy Caddy Crypto. So that being said, when I saw somebody making negative comments about Happy Caddy Crypto and how he's toxic and bad for the community, I want to say this. I don't think that's the case. I think that he just has a different path forward. I think that he's probably a little bit childish, probably goes the extra mile to be a mean kid. If my experience tells you anything, and by the way, if at some point, maybe he'll address it, or maybe it's not worth doing, we should say that. But we'll figure it out and continue to validate with him if you think that what he's doing is the right thing. That's what you should be doing. I'm not here to tell you what you should be doing. I'm just here to give you an opportunity to weigh pros and cons. So let's get into it. Make sure you hit the like button and share this content with everyone. Folks, every Sunday, they're giving away $200 on a free roll, and you're missing it. By the way, that's $200 that you could be using to invest in your favorite cryptocurrency, buy more Luna Classic, whatever it is. If you win anywhere on terracasino.io, guess what? You can just fold that over and buy Luna Classic. And where do you buy the Terra Luna Classic? Terraport.finance. Duh. All you have to do is attach your wallet and you can buy all utility and meme coins. Let's talk about the utility and meme coins. Here we go. I've started to compile a bigger list. I gave you guys just 3-4 tokens the other day. Well, I've expanded the list a little bit, and we're going to sort it by market cap so that you guys have an idea of what we're looking at. I guess we can't do it on here, but Terra, we've got the data for how they're up and how they're down, and we've also got their market caps. Now, coming over here, I did sort by a descending market cap. So Luna Classic, USTC, obviously, but the big dog on the block, for anybody who's really, really wondering, Juris Protocol at a 3.76 million market cap and 1.44 for Cookie. Coming in under that, Garuda X, 215,000, and then it goes down from there. So we have the market caps. We know what the volume is. We know what the trading looks like. So it is my opinion that the most important thing that you can do, just again, this is my opinion, is to have yourself a bag of Luna Classic. I'm not a fan of USTC other than an opportunistic pump based on a market module or based on some burn protocols or something like that, not sustained an upward trajectory. There is no way we have the money, and it takes money, but there's no way that we as a community have the money to peg USTC. The only thing that we can do is, I mean, the best we can, obviously, but the only thing that we can do is try to come up with ways to burn. And when we burn, the price would go up by virtue of the burning. And in the event that there's a little more interest, maybe we could see a rise in the price. But it is 100% speculative. So I don't have faith in USTC for a long-term pump. Again, good flip, but not a pump. For a long-standing one. If it goes up to 6 cents, it's coming back down to 1 or 2 cents, is my point. We just don't have the capital for that. So then you have Juris Protocol. Now, folks, 3.76 million market cap for the lender for Terra Luna Classic. And if I give you 40x, for Terra Luna Classic, and I say that I think it's going to go to about a 12 billion market cap, a protocol in that is probably going to go to at least $1 billion. And at 3.76 million, 4 million. That is a 250x for Juris Protocol as a lender to become $1 billion potential protocol. So it would be my recommendation that you look into Juris Protocol. If you like what you see, you probably should get you some. You go to terraport.finance to get it. If you don't like it, fine, move on to the next one. But you should at least consider that one, in my opinion. Also, I would get a bag of cookie for the speculativeness of it. Garuda X for the utility. Also, there is a Garuda swap if you're not using Terraport. If you don't want to use Terraport, it's Garuda. As well, coming down here, there's a few more that are fun things. There are a few more that are for different games, things like that. There's a list here. I've compiled a little bit of a list going down here. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can get involved in as meme coins go. And look, some of them are gonna pop. So grab yourself a bag. Okay, so now the question is AUTOSTAKE good or bad? And I do not know the answer to this question. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Here's what I do know. Allnodes has been #1 for a very long time, and I don't agree that Allnodes has been good for business. I understand they were referred by Binance. That's not good for business. You don't have to do business. You don't have to use the people that Binance want. Now that's some insider stuff that people say, so I understand where it comes from, but you don't need to do business with Allnodes. Also, Allnodes, I think they've tipped the scale a few times, but I think they want what's best for the chain. I don't know what AUTOSTAKE is doing or what they want. Here's what I do know. There is an incredible amount of interest in making them the #1 overall staking platform. Now, with that being the case, again, the most important part here is they don't vote. See, they don't vote at all. So they're just a profit motive staking compound. Now, here's what I would say to that. If this is me and this is you and I, and we're having an eye-to-eye conversation right now, what that means is that they are draining liquidity. That's to me what it would mean. And by the way, I'm not saying that they're malicious or anything like that. They're here to make a profit. They're here to make a few bucks. And you know, if you're the #1 validator, maybe you pull in about $4,000 or $5,000 a month, something along those lines. But in order for you to make that profit, every single month, you have to cash out liquidity. So that means that every single month, they're not accumulating for a long time. They're here to make money. They're not here to make crypto. So every month, when they get their fees, their rewards, they're just dumping it on, okay? Now, that is profit motive. So that is their means right there. And by the way, I think that we should at least acknowledge that we are all in profit motive. So, you know, we get a 40 or 50x right now. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be selling a lot of Terra Luna Classic. Maybe you don't sell your whole bag, but you want to take profit along the way. That's why you invest. You didn't invest here to be broke, okay? So they're doing the same thing. Now that also means that AUTOSTAKE sees some opportunity, some serious opportunity in this ecosystem, and I think that that should at least be an acknowledgement to you that there's potential here that might be under the surface right now that we're not seeing directly, but that exists, that big investors are starting to pay attention to and notice, and that might mean that something good is going to happen or is preparing to happen that we're going to see kind of out of nowhere. So if that is the case, by the way, and just consider this, you know, what if they make $4,000, and what if we go on that 40x run? Well, then, you know, by the time they get their reward or whatever it is for that period of time, or maybe they hold it for 30 days to see what happens, you know, maybe there's a default because it's auto staking, so it's auto selling too. Maybe that, you know, they hold it for a period of time and they're betting on the bull run to make a bunch of money. I don't know. So we're going to find out very quickly, though, how this plays out. And again, I'm just pie in the sky, sort of speculating here. I'm a moron, okay? I don't know. I'm just pretending that maybe I've got it figured out, but nobody's got it figured out. We don't know what AUTOSTAKE wants to do. So let's get back into the charts now, and let's talk about what's going on. Okay, something that I wanted to address. Yesterday, I couldn't get VRVP to work, but it's working today. So now I want to come back over here and show you I've made a small adjustment to the chart. We're going to draw it out just a little bit more. Remember yesterday I put this at 3017. I moved it down to 3016. I moved it down there because once I got the volume profile to work, and I knew that this was a good area, but I didn't know where exactly it was going to be. And right there is where the bottom of that node is, if you will. So ultimately, here's the different ranges that we're going to go to, and this is the spots where we like to trade. There's this volume node right here. All right, so, and most of these are in the middle, by the way. You'll notice that, but it is a range going down towards the bottom. So expect to see volatility up and down from these lines. But this is generally where most trading, this is where players are entering the game, and this is where players are exiting, okay? So what we're looking at is we're down here. We're looking for a surge up here into 409. Then we're looking for a surge into 4 zeros 12, 4 zeros 13, or 3 zeros 12, 3 zeros 13. And then up here is the ultimate destination for an impulse move, in my opinion, and that's going to be at 3 zeros 16. That's going to be about 3x from where we are right now. Now, it doesn't mean that that's going to be the only thing that happens. We could see a nice little surge into it, running up into the top of the range, which takes us into that 17 all the way up here till we get to some zones up here. Now, when we get to the zones up there, what we really have to do is kind of draw this out a little bit and remove some of the other data, just kind of move it around a little bit till we get the right fit that we're looking for, and then we'll start to see some surges in volume at certain areas. And right there, 2,500, right around this 23 to 25 range. So again, these are numbers that we talk about all the time. With a bigger trajectory up here, the top is kind of 303 before we get that blow off sort of occurrence way up there. So I think we're on our way. Now, it's not going to happen overnight because, again, a lot of you are looking for that big move. But the problem with looking for that big move at this moment is Ethereum's not done yet. Now, let me show you what's going on with Ethereum. Ethereum is absolutely balling out right now. It's going to its all-time high. It's about to hit its all-time high. The surge is on. This is the beginning, by the way, of what could be a really, really aggressive move and a blow-off. So once we do price discovery, if we have a successful price discovery above this line, then when you get there, you start to look at, well, where is once you've had that test, once you've broken out, what can you expect? What's the surge going to look like up here? And, the last time it was 23x from one top to the next top. Now, that's not exponential anymore. That's on a trend line. So ultimately, where could we expect to be? Well, if we followed that trend line, we followed the trend line, then we are talking about a continued surge up here to around $8,000 or $9,000 for Ethereum. I don't know that that's the case, but here's what I do know. The money that you make will come from Ethereum pumping and Solana pumping. And let me show you what's happening with Solana right now. Same thing, Solana's broken back out to $200 very rapidly after that little breakdown. And again, by the way, these are the volume flow nodes right here. And when I zoom out enough and show you the range, these are the areas of support and resistance that we're dealing with. And guess what? It's playing picture perfect right now. So I think that we're gonna do a continuation here, and this one also pretty aggressively tells me that we're going to surge up into this $350 to $400 range for Solana. So these things are going to cascade down to more risky assets. Well, we are one of those risk assets. So as information comes out about market module, things like that are going to be positive, I think you're going to see a very good surge in Terra Luna Classic. It won't be today because I don't think that we're in that altcoin season exactly yet. Not into the mid caps. We're at the start of that Ethereum phase, that Solana phase, that XRP phase. That's what we're going to see. And by the way, to confirm that, what we're looking at down here, Cardano up 5.5% today. The old guard, if you will. is out here having a little bit of a run. So people are starting to find those utilities and older gems, if you will. Near protocol up 5%, one's up 5%. I mean, who hears these names anymore? Do you know what I mean? So Uniswap up 5%. So we're getting that, we're starting to get that surge. We're waiting for that next big move from Ethereum so that that money starts to just absolutely cascade down. So there you have it. That's the thesis of what's going on right now. Now, volume, we're up about 50% to 18 million. That's a good sign. Where is it coming from? 4 million is coming from Binance right now. Kraken, MEXC, Binance. So we've got a little bit of movement here from Binance. So that could lead to some nice burns. Maybe some interest is starting to peak up. Tomorrow, by the way, for full disclosure, we're going to be talking about Do Kwon. We're going to be talking about what happened with the lawsuit. We're going to be talking about what it means for the future. And, I'll give you a synopsis of it at that point. So if you're wondering why I'm not talking about Do Kwon today, that's down, however, on USTC, but it hasn't led to an absolute dump in the price. Okay. It's just kind of been maintaining for the day. So that to me is actually a good sign because the health of this is based on Luna Classic, not USTC. Now, nice burn today, about 100 million. Yesterday was 150 million. Again, this is not enough, but this is, I'll take, if that's going to happen, then we have 800 million in burns for the last 7 days, which, again, we want to do about triple that, but we'll take it. You know what I mean? Like that feels pretty good to see, because remember, we've had months or we've had weeks where we've had 150 million or 200 million. So to see about 4 times as much burning happening and a lot more activity in the burn protocols, that is a great sign of more increased retail activity in these markets. So I do think that that's a great sign. But we need to see more. We're going to have to see some real confirmation of it. So we haven't seen that yet. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's not financial advice. I'm always right. We'll talk about Do Kwon tomorrow, and you guys have a good day.